What's up, LionDesk? What's up, Lions? Got nobody on as usual. It takes a little bit of time for people to pop on here, so I'm talking to myself, talking to my camera here on my computer. Although some of you will be watching this replay, so technically I'm talking to you now from the past. Ooh. Anyways, I do like to kind of wait until somebody pops on here just before I get ripping and rolling. I've got somebody on now. Thank you. Can you confirm that audio's good? I'm not blurry. I don't have like 10,000 windows open on my browser. Is everything good? Whoever it is watching, don't know who you are, but please just confirm. Got a couple people now. You guys confirm that everything sounds good, looks good, not like all blurry. Nothing's crazy. Okay, well, I'm assuming we're good. Anyways, let's get going then. Okay, so I kind of teased it this morning with the Facebook Live that I popped in the group, what we're going to talk about today. I'm really excited about this topic because, all right, Laura, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, let's rip then. So really excited about the topic we're going to talk about today because I'm sure a lot of you, let me know if you're not, it seems like everybody I talk to in every single market is facing the same problem. Red hot markets, no inventory, any buyer you're working with. I'm going through this myself. Any buyer I'm working with, I try to schedule, a Saturday day of showings or a Sunday or whatever it is, or evenings, and 2 days on market pending, 1 day on market pending, 2 days on market pending. Are some of you guys going through that yourselves in your market? Because, like I said, it seems like everyone I talk to in every major market in Canada where I live and every major market in the United States, friends and colleagues, some of my personal clients that I consult with, everyone's going through the same thing. So here's the thing with marketing, guys. Things are changing, right? The market's always dynamic anyways. And you want to change, you want to pivot. And especially in a market like this where there is no inventory, all of you people that are running the same ad, which a lot of people are, is that whole, and I know I like to poke fun at it and make fun of it. I always do a funny voice when I talk about it, but it's that whole, are you looking for home, this exclusive home list of homes under $500,000 in Denver, Colorado? Everybody's running that ad. Everybody's running that strategy. And it might have been working for a while, and it does work, don't get me wrong. But in a market like this, where there's not a lot of inventory, it's probably not working that well. And here's another problem I see with a lot of people's marketing is everyone's reactive. Meaning, and there's that saying, right? You always want to be proactive instead of reactive. And right now, everybody is reactive. Excuse me, the market's gotten hot. So everyone is like, oh, I got to switch. I got to switch my strategy. I got to change everything. And I got to switch to this. And I got to do this differently. So you always want to be proactive. And one of the greatest, and that's what I want to talk about today, is some of the strategies that you should be using in your business anyways for marketing. And then taking those leads and throwing them into LionDesk and following up with them appropriately. But some of the strategies you should be using anyways, but especially in a tight market and a hot market where there's not a lot of inventory. So one of the best strategies that I can think of, and I use it myself, and you should use it anytime, but especially in a tight market like right now, is a coming soon advertising campaign. So if you have a listing coming on and you are not marketing it ahead of time, through Facebook ads or YouTube ads or on your YouTube channel or on your Facebook page or your Instagram account, whether it's through stories or whatever, you should be marketing the crap out of a coming soon listing because, there's that rule, right? Whoever I don't know if it's politically correct to say this anymore because the rule actually goes, he who has the gold makes the rules. Well, in a world of gender equality, and I think it's even, isn't it International Women's Month or something? So anyways, the rule should be they who have, the politically correct term is they who have the gold make the rules. So it's the same thing in a tight real estate market. Whoever has the inventory is in control. It's like that in any market, but especially in a hot market. So if you have a listing coming up and you are not marketing the crap out of a coming soon, you're missing a huge opportunity. And some of you might be thinking right now, well, thanks, Mike. Thanks, Captain Obvious. But what if I don't have a listing? So how do I get those? Well, you might not have a listing, but someone in your office, I'm sure, does. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of people in your office that have listings, and I'm sure there's people in your office that have listings that are coming on the market. I'm a firm believer that marketing a listing is the best, hands down, the best strategy for generating buyer leads because you have an actual product that if somebody reaches out to you, you can say, hey, yes, this is available. I'd love to show it to you. And if they don't like that, you can say, well, that's great. I can help you find something else. Is it the price that you don't like? Is it not having enough beds and baths, things like that? So if you're not marketing listings, and especially coming soon, you're missing a huge opportunity. So again, if you don't have a listing or you don't have one coming soon, don't freak out. Just reach out to somebody in your office, right? I'm sure there's people you have in your office that you might have a strategic alliance with, and they would let you help. They would let you help them, because essentially the proposal you're making to these people are, hey, are you okay with the fact of me marketing your listing, whether it's a coming soon or an active listing? I'll do all the work. I'll pay for everything, but I'll help you promote your listing. If anybody says no to that, something is wrong with them. They have like screws loose or something, because I don't know why anybody wouldn't allow you to do that. By the way, this is not a beer. It's I don't know, you guys have this in the United States? It's bubbly pineapple sparkling water. Anyways, it's not a beer, it's just water. So the coming soon listing, I'm going to tell a personal story. So I had a listing that I just went firm on this week. We removed conditions on Monday. I was marketing like this listing I had in my pocket for, and I should say disclaimer, right? You got to be careful with your state laws and your board and all that kind of stuff. You got to be careful with pocket listings, but I never market them as a pocket listing. It's just a coming soon, right? Anyway, so this listing that I did have it in my back pocket for a couple of weeks. And I was marketing the crap out of it. I did about 15 showings before it even hit the MLS. And so that accomplished a few things. One, it made me look really good in front of my clients, because they were like, dude, like how are, like, we're not even on the market yet. How are you generating all these leads and all these people to come show our home? Well, I'm a marketer, right? I was marketing this property already. I wasn't waiting for it to hit the MLS. The other reason why this is so effective is negotiation power. Now, the position, especially in a hot market, when you have something that's not even on the market yet and you have buyers coming to look at it and potentially interested in writing an offer, what do you think that does for your negotiation power? It puts you in a very, very, very strong position, because like what I did with this listing is the offer we ended up getting, it was 3 hours before we hit the MLS. And the agent, says, hey, my clients love the home. Can we tie this up today, do you think? I said, well, listen, I won't say his name, but listen, Mr. D, his name started with a D. Whatever. His name is Dale. Nobody's gonna know who he is, anyways. So I said, listen, Dale, we're about to hit the market in 3 hours. If you're gonna write and you want to lock this up, it better be strong. Like, I'm talking really strong offer. We're just gonna toss it. So, anyways, it put us in a very strong position of negotiation, and it worked out really good. So that's what I think some of you should be doing. If you're not running through your Facebook ads portal out of LionDesk, if you're not running coming soons or listings, you need to be getting on those in your business. They are very, 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 very powerful, especially in a market like right now, where most markets, if not all markets, are very tight and there's very limited inventory, because everybody's having the same problem. So if you're generating all these buyer leads, guess what's happening? You're generating all these buyer leads and there's nothing to sell to them, right? So you need to be marketing for listings. And you might be asking too, well, how do we market for listings? So here's another thing that I would like to share with you. This is something that's working really well in my business, and it's all about reverse engineering the process, okay? Where do most sellers start out at? They are probably well aware that the market is crazy and it's hot. So, a lot of them start out as buyers first, right? Really, most sellers start out as buyers because they want to know what their options are, so what's available on the market. So what I use is like I call it reverse engineering the process, is I'm getting in front of sellers before they're a seller, because most of them start out as buyers, right? They start out as market observers. So I'm running a campaign. I've talked about it a few times in some of these lives, but I'm running a campaign. I call it, lots of people call it this. It's a move up buyers campaign. So essentially, it's something along the lines of, hey, are you running out of space? Are you looking for, maybe a 4-bed home because you live in a 3-bed home and you're tired of working at the kitchen table as your home office? So I'm getting in front of these people as a buyer first, and 9 times out of 10, that's at least my numbers anyways, 9 times out of 10, they are somebody who has to sell a home, right? Because of the language I use and the language I'm speaking to them. Another way to get in front of sellers is to give them information that they want, right? So you want to be targeting people that information about the market. So what kind of conditions they are, what they can expect as far as how long it might take them to sell their home in a red hot market. And a big thing that a lot of sellers want to know in tight markets and red hot sellers markets is how are they going to get the most amount of money for their home, right? Because that greed thing really kicks in for a lot of sellers, because it can be a little bit tricky to market to sellers, because as the market heats up and as they become more and more aware about how hot the market is, what do they start doing? They start going, oh, like tick, 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 like ding dong, I don't need a realtor. Like it's so easy. The market just is red hot, right? So you're going to have to get in front of people and provide them value. So that's how you get sellers. That's at least how I get seller leads in red hot markets is, I really want to provide them a lot of value, a lot of education, a lot of leading with value and providing them the things that they're going to want and need to know, or using a move up buyer campaign. Does anybody have any questions about that, about seller campaigns or seller leads or anything like that? Or about the coming soon stuff? Are any of you running those types of campaigns currently in your businesses? I guess I'll wait for somebody to kind of type if you are typing a question or not. So the next part of this that I want to talk about as well is probably the most underrated database that most agents are not focusing on building in their businesses. And this is where LionDesk becomes an incredible tool and an incredible asset for you. So back to my coming soon example and story that I just used, that I just had. What ended up happening is I had a lot of agents reaching out to me about this coming soon listing that I had. And being the marketer that I am, being the LionDesk user that I am, I'm doing this anyways. But a lot of the agents, which is again the cool thing about having inventory and having a product in a hot market, is everybody wants what you can have, right? So I had a lot of agents reach out to me, a lot that I didn't already know or didn't already have in my database or in my phone. So I've been kind of doing this anyways, but one of the most underrated assets in your database is building out a like, I don't even know what to call it, but like a subsection of your LionDesk account of agents. So you're going to want to tag them. I don't know, however you want to set it up. How I set it up is I just tag them agents. And then that way I can go and filter and I can identify all of the agents in the database. And then guess what happens? If you have another listing coming up or coming soon, you filter all of those people out and fire them off a text message, right? So it makes it a lot easier for the next time you have a coming soon property. You send them a quick text message because that's all automated in LionDesk. So you filter all these people out, all these agents, fire them off a text message. Hey, I've got such and such coming on the market in 3 weeks. This is the area. These are the kind of the specs. I never tell them the price because I always want them to reach out to me, right? You always want to leave something out so that they reach back out to you and engage in conversation, right? Back to some other things I've talked about in these lives, the 4 steps of converting online leads. Step number 1 is get them to engage or respond. So it's no different with agents. Like you send out a text message, you want them to respond. So if you give them everything, then they might not respond, right? So send out a little teaser like, hey, so-and-so, I've got such an, I've got a 2-story, 1,500 square foot, 3-bed, 2-bath coming on the market in, and then the neighborhood or whatever, ... have any buyers interested? And then they hopefully reach out to you. So those are the things that I wanted to talk about today, guys. So make sure you're working on those coming soon listings. You can build those in your ads portal. Make sure you are marketing those. Applying to Laura, if you got product numbers. Okay, sorry, I didn't see the original. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, okay, thanks for that, Michelle. I didn't see your question, Laura. I don't know why I didn't see your original question. Let me just pop onto the actual group here. Yeah, okay, thanks for that, Michelle. I didn't see your question, Laura. I don't know why. Hang on, I'm watching live here. I don't see the. I'm just pulling up the live on my phone in my newsfeed, and I'm not seeing the comments there either. So that's weird. Anybody? Ask me for more info. This is seriously no time for shoots. Cameras, legit people. If you don't have problems. Yeah, Michelle, I don't know what conversation you guys are honestly having. Does anybody have any questions before I pop off here? Like I said, just kind of summary, coming soon. If you haven't been marketing those in your business, you're missing a huge, incredible opportunity. Because again, another thing, right? Let's be honest. the way we market a property in a listing, yes, rule number one, priority number one is to sell that property, to expose that property to as many buyers as possible for your client. But what is the other job of marketing a listing and going above and beyond and doing a better job than the next agent that they didn't choose? Well, it's to kind of show off a little bit, right? You're showing off your skills and what you would do for other potential listings, right? Every listing that you take, you should be getting inquiries about other, from people who potentially have a home to sell. If you are not getting inquiries about, people aren't reaching out and saying, hey, I saw how you marketed that property. I saw the videos you made. I saw everything you did. Wow, you did an amazing job. I'd really love to talk to you about listing my property for sale. If that's not happening to you, then you're not marketing that property properly. It's kind of like there's a saying in sales. When you're in a selling situation, if the person that you are selling to, especially if it's B2B, like if it's business to business, so professional to professional, if you are not getting offered a job in their sales department when you're selling that business or that company, you're probably not doing a very good job of sales, right? Anyways, that's just kind of a side note. So marketing a property effectively is it's a double, there's kind of two benefits to it. One, you actually market that property and hopefully get a buyer out of it. But two, you show off a little bit and you get some other listings out of it. Like the listing that I just had, I got, just to kind of put it in perspective, I just had that listing that went firm this week. I've gotten 4 potential listings out of that one listing. So all the videos I was doing, Facebook ads, things like that, I've had 4 people reach out and say, hey, Mike, like, awesome job. I'd really love you to sell my house. Can we chat? So I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that that's what you should strive for with every listing that you market. So coming soon, marketing that listing while you have it, get as much legs out of it as you can too. Like, if you have a listing and say it goes pending or say it's sold, leave, like, as long as it's within regulation, right? Disclaimer there, but leave that ad running. It's kind of like leaving a sold sign up in the yard for a couple of weeks, right? You want that additional exposure. Same with the ad, just leave it run. And then everybody that reaches out to you, guess what you say to him? You say, hey, you know what? I'm really sorry. This property actually just sold, but I can find you something just like this, right? So now you have a buyer lead. So just little things, little tricks to kind of stay on. Anybody have any questions? While you have me live here, I've got another 5-10 minutes. Anybody have any questions before we shut this thing down? I guess too, I just want to reiterate, if you're marketing for sellers and seller leads in a hot market, you got to kind of reverse engineer the process a little bit. Running the home evaluation ad, I don't know how much success have you guys seen with it? I think they're kind of crappy. I don't think they work that well. I've run them myself. They're, you get a bunch of fake addresses, things like that. So, and in my opinion, you're kind of late to the party a little bit. Somebody is at the point of getting a CMA done. Well, they've probably already been in the market. They probably looked at some homes online. They probably even talked to some real estate agents, about some of the listings that they've looked at online. So the only reason that they might be reaching out to you is just to maybe price check the CMA that they already had done. That's kind of been my experience with it anyways. All right, well, it doesn't seem like we have any more questions, guys. Hopefully this was helpful. If not, please let me know. I'm open to criticism. I'm open to what you guys want to learn and what you want more of. So maybe we can do another live where I show you some examples of some of the coming soon marketing that I've done and how that looks. But yeah, I'm open for suggestions, guys. Whatever you guys want to learn and extract from me, please let me know. So if we don't have any questions, I'm going to end this thing right now, and I'll see you guys in the group, and I'll see you guys next Thursday, 2:30 PST time. All right, no questions. Going once, going twice. Sold. No questions. You can always reach out to me in the group. Okay, guys, have a good Thursday and have a good weekend too. Hope you're busy this weekend. Peace.